What's going on, people? Greg back at you with some more Tesla questions and answers. Let's jump right into it. Well, first off, if you are new to the channel, like the channel, subscribe to the channel. As you can see, videos are starting to come, baby. They starting to come. I'm tired of answering all these questions online and then not being able to take it to the masses, so that's what it is. If you're new, let me tell you this. What I do is I scour the internet all over and I find some of the best Tesla questions, and then I do all the research so you don't have to do them, and I answer them for you. Also, you can email me. The best thing to do, the easy way to do it, just leave a comment right below. If you leave comments below, I can read it, and then in the very next video, I can answer your questions as well, and we can go from there. I'm also part of all types of blogs and forums and all of that. I'm one of the Tesla geeks, all right? I'm one of the Tesla geeks, and if you haven't checked out the road trip video, check it out, and that'll let you know that I'm really a Tesla geek. Anywho, let's go on and get into it. Servanthi says, are supercharging stations free? What all places can we charge the car for free? Well, general answer is no, they're not free. No, not free. However, there's a secret. There's a couple, I call them Easter eggs. There's a couple superchargers here and there. I think there's one in Ohio and blah, 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 that you'll go, you'll plug in, you'll supercharge it. It's absolutely free. Now, they don't advertise it, they don't promote it. You have to be able to find these things, and that's why I use stuff like a Better Route Planner and all these. Well, it's a ton of apps, and maybe I should just put a list below of a lot of the apps I use, but there's a ton of apps where you can discover potentially where they are, but don't bank on showing up at a free supercharger. Now, there are a couple other things, because I don't know where your question is based out of. I don't know if you just purchased a vehicle, if you purchased a pre-owned vehicle, you're trying to figure it out. If you did just buy a used Model S, the used Model S initially had free supercharging. And for the most part, a lot of those you can still get free supercharging if you have one that's a pretty old, I think they stopped in like 2016, 2017, and any of them that came out after that, you had to pay for the supercharger from there. Also, if you look at destination chargers like malls, hotels, restaurants, parking garages, yada yada yada, a lot of those will be free, but they won't be Tesla superchargers. They'll be like the charge points or the EVgo's or whatever. All you have to do is use your little adapter, your J1772 adapter, boom, good to go. I've utilized a couple of those myself. It works fine. It's not quite a trickle charge, but it is a slow charge. It'll work. Also, back in the day, I think they stopped this in September of 2021. You used to be able to, when you buy your Tesla, use somebody else who owns a Tesla referral code, and they will get 1,000 supercharger miles, and you will get 1,000 supercharger miles. Elon Musk and Tesla said, yeah, that's over with, not no more of that, and then you have to like March or whatever to use them. So you had people that was running up a huge bank of supercharger miles, YouTubers and things like that. They would have 10 and 20 and 100,000 superchargers. It's pretty much unlimited supercharging for them, but they no longer offer that program. Now, if you have a referral code, which mine is down there in the description, if you utilize the referral code, it'll give you money toward the solar panels or a solar battery. So, and that's what I'm shooting for, the Tesla battery. I'm putting the solar panels up. I'm doing all of that. So if you're gonna buy a Tesla, if you're in the market to buy a Tesla, use my link below, my referral link. Help us both out. You know what I mean? Help us both out there. All right. Hope I answered your question, Savanthi. Brandon says, is it bad if I only keep my air conditioner on low? No, not bad. However, couple things that you got to keep in mind. Number one, everything about that car runs off the battery. Everything. Air conditioning, heat, speeding up, slowing down, seat warmers, steering wheel warmers, lights, cameras, action. Everything about that car runs off of the battery. So if you are making your car work harder to run the AC unit harder and the compressor harder, it's gonna have to utilize more energy, as we know. Where is it gonna get that energy from? The battery. So what does that mean? That means your range is gonna decrease. So if you don't mind, like most of us, 90, I don't know, I don't want to give a percent. Most of those are made up, but the majority of Tesla owners charge at home. So we don't have to worry too much as long as you're in town. Yeah, whatever. But if you're on the road, the goal is to conserve battery. Well, for some, it is to conserve battery. And just running it constantly on low could take a really big effect on your usage for battery, how far you can go per charge. There you go. That would be my thing. The other thing, I might be concerned a little bit about killing my AC unit, you know, the heat pumps and all that. That's me. I try to stay at a comfortable 72, 71, and I'm a real geek for extending my battery life. I was just talking last week to a buddy of mine and said, hey, I want to do a video that talks about just extending the battery life of your Tesla, how to get the most out of your battery life. There's a whole bunch of metrics in the manual about how charging cycles from, you know, the time that your battery runs down, you plug it in, it's charging back up, that's a full cycle. You know, battery runs down, you charge back up, it's another cycle. There's a whole metric about how many charging cycles your car has to go through before you start dealing with battery degradation and all of that there. So I want to do a video on how to extend the life in between your cycles. So from the time you charge it to the time it dies, how do you get the most out of that to minimize the amount of charging cycles to maximize the life of the battery? I told you I'm a Tesla geek. But anywho, there it is. That would be my concern. I'm more of a battery dude. Thanks again, Brandon, for the question. Let's keep moving. Jay, I own a 2019 Model 3 long range, and my doors are not locking, the headlights not turning off, and mirrors are not folding in when I walk away. I have the lock when walking away function enabled. Have not reset in any form, but I will. Went to settings and turned on walk away function, turned it off, turned it on again. Auto lights turn on, doesn't happen every time. All right, well, as you stated, first thing you want to do is you want to do the hard reset. You want to grab the two buttons on the steering wheel. You want to hold those things down until your screen, your MPU goes black. Whoop. Once that goes black, you can let it go. It'll do the whole thing, pop the logo back up, restart the whole car. So you want to do that. Next thing you want to do is you want to go to your phone, your Apple, your Android, your flip phone, your BlackBerry, or whatever it is that you got your Tesla app on. Restart your app. Restart your phone. Try both of those. So we got the hard reset on the car, we got the restart the app. Next thing you want to do is you want to check your Bluetooth, because your whole car, that unlocking system and locking system, runs off of Bluetooth. When you get so far away from the car, the Bluetooth signal weakens. It says, oh, he or she is no longer in the car. Boom, locks the car up, lets the windows up, whatever you have it set for inside your computer system. So I would also turn my Bluetooth off and turn my Bluetooth back on. I'd reset my Bluetooth. If none of that works, then try using a physical key. See what happens when you use a physical key. When you use a physical key, does everything work or does it not work? Because if it doesn't work, it could be a problem with the locking system. If it does work, it's probably a communication between your phone and your car. So C answers A, B, and C for that. Last thing, here's a little tip, right? The puddle lights on your Tesla, on your Model 3, your puddle lights are used to ground your 12-volt system. The 12-volt system is the regular car battery that the car has, so on and so forth. We know those things go bad. So first thing I would do is I would check my 12-volt system to make sure that I'm not having a problem with my 12-volt system. If my 12-volt system is fine, I check the puddle lights, because those puddle lights, they ground out your 12-volt system. So if you have a short in the wiring, or if you have a bad light bulb that's going in and out, it's intermittent, something like that there, that could be causing your 12-volt system to act a little wonky. So when you walk away, it doesn't lock because your 12-volt system is screwed up. However, I believe if it was that, it could screw up also getting in. Whenever you open and close the door, it could cause that short to show its ugly face into your 12-volt system. So those are all the things that I would get checked out, especially the 12-volt system. I checked that puddle light. There have been people that have had complaints about their puddle lights, or if you're like some people and put in the aftermarket 12-volt lights where you can have the Tesla little logo pull up on the ground down there with those white lights. They sell them aftermarket everywhere. You could technically screw up your 12-volt system. And I didn't experience this one, so take this one for what it's worth, that Tesla then will not warranty your 12-volt system or anything with the wiring for the 12-volt system if you change out that puddle light. So my advice is, if you're gonna change out that puddle light, spend the extra money, go to Tesla. We spend way too much money in these cars to not have them cover something on warranty because you changed out an $8 light bulb, right? It is what it is. Thanks again, Jay, for hitting me up. I hope one of those things helped. Josh, he says, have you used the EVgo charging station? I'm planning a trip from Tulare to Los Angeles. I think that's what I'm in Tulane. No, Tulane will be in New Orleans. That's a long way. He says it's about a 3-hour drive. I am a little nervous because it will be my first long road trip. He owns a 2022 Model 3 long range. All right, you have the Model 3 long range, the 2022. It's about a 3-hour drive, which tells me it's probably about 200 and something miles. If it's 200 something miles, you should be able to cover that in your car, unless you're like the first dude and you're running your air conditioning way up on high and you want to get there going 105 miles per hour, because the faster you go, the more battery you use, so on and so forth. Just be conservative, bro. Be conservative. Go to speed limit. Go 3 under the speed limit. I know you have other cars whizzing by you and you own that new Tesla and you want to get out here and burn the road up and down. Guess what? sometimes, you know, you do that in town. Sometimes you gotta take it easy. On the road, allow the road trip to be about the road trip, not to be about the car. And if you are gonna make it about the car, then I'd hit that little energy tab. I should have popped this up on the video. There's a little energy tab in your settings down at the bottom down there. You can hit the little 3 dots, the little green energy tab with the lightning bolt or whatever, look like a stock market ticker thing. You hit that and it'll show your energy consumption. Try to keep that up under 300 watt hours per mile. And if you do that, you should be able to make that no problem, probably halfway back. So that would be my thing. As far as the EVgo charging stations, I have a video on this channel now that's me road tripping to Dallas, and it's called like Tesla road trip gone wrong. One of the things that went wrong was I cut a supercharger short. Like I left too early and I was on my way to the next supercharger, realized I wasn't gonna make it. So I had to stop at a charge point charger. And when I got there, I didn't have a CHAdeMO adapter. So I couldn't supercharge. So now I got a slow charge, about 9 kilowatts. Stayed there for an hour, got about horrible. About 9% battery life after an hour. Maybe it was 5%. Watch the video. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. There's so many nuggets to take away from. If you want to learn how to road trip, or at least how not to road trip, go and watch that video, man. Also, there are a couple EVgo stations that have a Tesla connector. What you want to do is you can log on to like your PlugShare and check the PlugShare app and check all the surrounding EVgo stations and see which ones have what. They have photos there, they have documentation, everything. So if I don't know if it's one in between where you are and where you're going. I do know there's some in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Texas, blah, 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 blah. So there's a number of EVgo stations that have Tesla connectors. So see if the EVgo station you plan to go to have one, then you don't have to worry about nothing. If not, get you either a CHAdeMO to fast charge, or if you have the time, just use your J1772 that came with your car. Okay, hope that helps. Let's keep moving. Leah says, do you know of any sites that have an option if they have EV parking at a hotel so I don't have to call every hotel in Atlanta? Good question, Leah. Yeah, let's start off with, how are you booking this hotel? You're probably going online. You're probably going to Marriott or Hilton or whatever.com. You can filter on there for hotels with EV charging. You might can't use all of the massive sites that like comb through 300 different hotel chains and blah, 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 blah. I don't know about all those. It's so many of them. I can't do that much research, right? But if you're going directly through the hotel chain, it's a fairly large hotel chain, you should be able to filter that. Also, you can go to Tesla's website. Now with the Tesla website, that'll let you know which hotels have purchased the Tesla home charger. So if they purchase a Tesla charging device, Tesla will have it on their website that this hotel has Tesla charging. Now, just because it's not on Tesla's website doesn't mean they don't have it, because they can have the charge point. Like I have a charge point in my house, right? There's hotels all over the place that have the charge point. They have the EVgo's. There's a plethora of chargers. And so I would start out by filtering that way. The other thing you do is go to PlugShare. If you know that you're gonna be in Atlanta, what you can do is you can go to Atlanta, zoom in and look at all the chargers, look at the hotels, and so you don't have to call around. There's apps that'll fix all of that. Also, there's a website called Stay in Charge. Stay, the letter N, and then charge. So stay in, like and, charge, and that shows hotels with EV charging as well. All you have to do is just add the location. Just, you know, you go to Stay in Charge. You can Google it. I think it's stayincharge.com. You can Google it. It'll say location. You put Atlanta, and then it'll say it'll put down all the hotels and all the places in Atlanta that you can charge. So those are the ways that you can do it right there without having to call around, or you can always call ahead. And I would call ahead anyway. So let's say you found a hotel that has charging, call ahead to make sure the charger works, for one, number one. Number two, tell them to put a cone out there, because what'll happen is some people with some ICE, internal combustion engine vehicles, they will park there because they're most of the times close to the door, nice easy access, and they're like, hey, I'm not gonna park in the back of the parking lot when there's a parking spot right here. No one drives electric cars. Well, we do. We do. So you can have the hotel staff go and put a cone right there so no one's icing that charger. Icing, ice vehicle. See what I did there? Anywho, and you'll be good to go that way. So always call ahead once you find the hotel of your choice. Thanks again, Leah. Gary, let's pick up with Gary. He says, is it usual to have the expected delivery date keep changing? Mine was October to January 23rd, then August to September. Now back to October. Yes, your answer, Gary, is yes. Absolutely. I got a video, should be posted here in the next week or so, about me taking delivery. It shows it 300 times, not quite 300, 299 times that my date changed. It shows you the whole process, how it moved forward, how it moved backwards, how it did this, and how I did that, blah, 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 blah. But yes, and it's not just me, and it's not just you. It's everybody. It is what it is. Be on the lookout for my delivery date video. It's the very next, I'm currently working on that video now, but it took me, what, 8 months or so to get my car? So it's a lot of information to kind of put together in one video. Also, there are some tips, tricks, and secrets if you want to minimize the time that your car gets delayed. Because as of the time of this video, you can't get a Model Y no more in 2022. It's sold out. The Model Y is sold out for the rest of the calendar year. If you want the long range white car, black interior, can't get it anymore. Well, you can. It's not coming no more this year though. You gotta wait till next year. Now, a couple things that you can do to decrease the likelihood that your date is gonna get pushed back. Number one, jump for the performance, right? When you spend more money with Tesla, they hold to their dates a lot closer. So number one, if you can afford it, if you can afford the jump, go to the performance. Number two, almost the nail in the coffin, your time is good. Add full self-driving. It's gonna cost you $12,000. At the time I got my car, it was $10,000. It's gonna cost you $12,000. So if you're willing to spend an extra 12 grand, you can have your date. If you're not, good luck with that. The next thing you can do, don't go with standard white, the free color. Go with the color that costs you some extra money. I got black. It cost me some extra money. It also made my date stay in there. It didn't get pushed out as far. Number four, go with the white interior instead of the black interior. Mind you, personal preference, do as you feel. But if we're exclusively talking about trying to keep your date and not waiting 10, 11, 12, 15, 18 months to take delivery of your vehicle, these are the things that you can do. And the number one thing you can do is get full self-driving. That's their holy grail. If you're willing to spend 12 grand, they're willing to put your order to the front of the line. It is what it is. You can't say, well, I'm gonna do the subscription and get to the back of the line. We got a lot of people that can do subscriptions, like 200 bucks a month. Who cares? 12 grand will put you at the front. So I hope that helps, Gary. Other than that, be on the lookout for my delivery date video, me taking delivery of my Tesla. I could do an accessories video. Not sure about that. The road trip video is up. We talked about that. I have 7 more road trip videos that need to go up somewhere up in there. So those will be happening. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Why? Because it helps me. Selfishly, I'm sorry. I would love for you to help me. I want to continue doing these, but I want to know that it's more than just me talking to you and doing all this research, that you actually appreciate it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. You know what I mean? If you really appreciate the content, if you watch more than one of these, go and hit the subscribe button. If you take the time to watch the full 1 hour full road trip gone wrong video, like both of those and subscribe, man, because you the real MVP. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Thank you for watching. Lemons Family Adventure. We gone.